And we are going to go now into the character picks. Yep, so there is a lineup change, guys. This game is going to be Team SG versus Infamous PC. So it is a game change here. Lineup change. So it looks like we've got Cath on both sides. So a lot of Cath players today. No Arden so far. Vox as well. And a difference here is that we're going to have, looks like Infamous is going with either a jungle, I believe it's going to be a jungle Vox. Jungle Vox, or it could be, yeah, it could be a jungle Vox or lane Vox with a jungle Adagio. Anyways, it seems like a very interesting team comp here. Whereas on the Team SG side, you've got a pretty standard lineup, looks like, of Koshka in the jungle, Vox in lane, and Catherine as the support tank character. Yeah, it looks like it is going to end up being a jungle Vox. Wonder if he's going to go weapon or crystal. I mean, he has a swift shooter here. Both Voxes going swift shooters. I wonder if this is going to be an altering current with the crystal build, or if this is going to be a weapon Vox. We will see how that pans out. Death Shots looking to go rotate up into the lane. Look at the push of the orange team coming in. They're looking for a level 1 gank. There goes a Merciless Pursuit. And not successful enough. A little bit of uncoordination there. Infamous Satan was perhaps a little bit too far back. Wasn't able to get that damage buff in on Castrol quick enough. And he didn't have his ace skill up. Looked like the Resonance just missed him. But that means that shot's going to have to be a bit conservative now. And that may lead to Satan pushing ahead a little bit into the jungle. He does have vision in the lane bush. So he can sit there and possibly try to rob Death Shots of some farm there. At least he's just pinging him. There goes the death. Wow. Death Shots just got taken down by Satan. He just let him hit him continuously, which is really interesting that he would do that. He would just let him just hit him up there. And now we're going to see the rotation of Team SG coming up to the lane. That scout trap there giving Satan some really good beginning vision. There's a getaway from Infamous Castro with the early Resonance. Allowed him to use his A skill. It's 3v2, however. Resonance is in on high, and he needs to now get out. So you're seeing good Vox players now starting to acclimate to the changes in Vox and popping that Resonance very, very early so that they can get that A skill up super fast. So that's what you're seeing some of these Vox players now start doing as they're acclimating to the changes. Now an Adagio versus a Vox is a really good pairing, I find. It's a very strong pairing because the range on the Vox is quite low. So he's almost always going to be burning from that Arcane Fire, which it means that, you know, Satan is going to always have energy recharge. It's going to have that benefits from that Arcane Fire, which means Death Shot's going to have to play a little bit conservative. That Arcane Fire in the later half of the game is going to do some serious burn damage on Death Shot, so has to be careful. Now you're seeing a rotation down, very aggressive play from Orange Team with a possible gank coming in on Satan, but that Merciless Pursuit too early, not enough. Here comes Chinese Paladin in on the pounce, but Satan with the buffs helping him survive that, and meanwhile they're losing the farm. So Castro, uh-oh, this is dangerous, it's not good. But Giant Panda's the one who's low, but here comes Chinese Paladin in across. Castro needs to get away, the Resonance is out. Here comes Infamous Satan. using his boots to get in the fight. Chinese Paladin caught out. He goes down, but that Scout Trap doing his job. There's an early ace in the 3-minute and 50-second ace there. Good play from Orange Team. You know, it looked like Orange Team was in trouble there, but then in comes Infamous Satan rotating down. I thought it was a little bit too late, but it managed to get there just in time to help out. Hitting his boots, using his boots there to get in there. The slow at the last minute, really forcing the counterattack there. The turret is going to go down in the 4-minute and 20-second. Here comes another team fight. Deathshot's the one who's low there. Resonance in. Giant Panda the slow from Infamous Satan trying to catch Giant Panda out. Chinese Paladin looking for a chance to pounce in, but has to be very, very careful because that slow can just fixate her and they can kill her off very quickly. So you need to be very careful when you're playing Koshka like this. She has to pick her engagements or else she can get killed very, very quickly. A lot of the Scout Traps being popped now in the jungle. That's going to, you know, Orange Team's going to look like they're going to start putting those Scout Traps back in to the jungle. Looks like we've got some in the jungle shop here. Meanwhile, Blue Team is trying once again to get some farm. You're seeing almost a 2k difference between the two teams. Deathshot's getting that early infusion, so you're seeing both Foxes go for weapon build. Weapon build giving you a stronger payoff in the early game. That infusion helping to buff your early damage. So again, you're seeing the Asian style of play really coming out here in a very aggressive manner. You're seeing Asian teams really go at each other, and that means weapon builds for a large portion of the time. Castro wanted to push there, look like. Instead, they're going to go for the gold mine here. The flare has gone up. I don't think they're going to contest it. No, they're not going to contest it. So you're seeing another thing here happening with Orange Team putting in some really good vision in the enemy jungle. So as you are taking objectives in the enemy side, you want to make sure you've got that vision to give you some forewarning for if the enemy tries to come in. Now, you're also seeing how gold star the support players are. I mean, even High on Infamous side hasn't managed to get a fountain yet. It's still early game, but you're seeing an 0-4 already, 6.08k. Here comes a stun in. Gets blocked out. Giant Panda drops. Deathshot's in trouble. He's going to drop as well. Chinese Paladin needs to get out there. Hits her boots to get out of there. Infamous overwhelmingly dominant in these team fights. Good focus fire. I mean, a lot of this comes down to focus fire. Infamous Castro buffing his damage, or Satan buffing his damage, and that long range allows him to kite down the enemy team while the burst damage is coming in from Castro. You're seeing in response Blue Team building out early defensive armor items here, which is really, you know, basically saying that they are fearing Castro's burst damage with the weapon, as well as Infamous Satan getting that blazing salvo for his fast kiting speed. The Heavy Prism is going to carry him a little bit now for crystal damage, but he's going to need to start looking at a specific build here. What is he going to do here? Is he going to build that out into a full, a full crystal, or is he going to now go into a more weapon speed? Possibly. I think he's probably looking at the alternating current, it looks like, with the Heavy Prism. There goes the wait for it. 3v2, this is no good for Orange Team. Castro needs to get out of there. High is going to get taken down. Here comes a wait for on the return, but Chinese Paladin in trouble. Deathshot's getting hit by the resonance. They've split off now. Giant Panda. Deathshot's in trouble. He's going to go down. There's a stun on him. It's good night for Deathshots, with Giant Panda getting out and not giving up the ace, but they're going to push this objective now and probably drop this turret. So you're seeing a very fast, very aggressive game right now from Infamous, sticking fairly close together now. You're not seeing them split off and do different things. You're seeing them stick together. There's a heal buff from Satan onto Castro. You're also noticing the formation. Look at how Infamous is actually moving. High is the one in the back in case that they try to do a counterattack, or in case the enemy pushes. High is the one that's being exposed, not Castro. Castro is staying in between Satan and High unless he knows it's safe, then he's pushing out. On the Blue Team, you're seeing Chinese Paladin trying to stay in the middle but not really making an effect here because, and this is the problem with rushing Aftershock, which is what Chinese Paladin is doing, is you don't have really a good build in the early game or mid game. And previously, you know, the Koshka being very strong in the early game made up for that. But now what you're seeing is that after a couple rounds of nerfs, Koshka not having that early damage as much as she did before. I mean, Koshka is still a very good early aggressor, but needs defensive support. And the surprising thing is in the first few levels, Catherine is actually not very strong. Base HP, base armor is not very high. Mainly because, you know, she gets stronger with time. But that means in the beginning game, you have to be very careful. Catherine could be the squishiest person in your entire team comp. A little exchange here by the turret. There goes Giant Panda in on Castro. Wait for it, comes off the nice block, reflex block of Chinese Paladin. But Chinese Paladin getting pulled in too far with that. Death Shot's just getting melted. 224 damage. He's going to go down. And there's another ace for Orange Team. So what you're seeing here, guys, is some really good reflex blocks from Castro. You saw how Chinese Paladin dove in with the Crazy Catnip Frenzy onto Castro just to try to lock him down. But then what you're seeing is Castro blocking that with his reflex block. Really nice reflex block on that. Then pulled Chinese Paladin super far away. And that calls for the counterattack and the death of Chinese Paladin. Death Shots being super low, having no defensive items, means that he just gets melted anyways. A lot of good vision in the tri-bush. Giant Panda out. There's a wait for it. Initiating the wait for it. Chinese Paladin caught out. Needs to get out. I don't think she can. Death Shot's just melting. And that's another ace. And this is going to be GG for Infamous. I mean, you just got overwhelming power. The level difference from Castro at a level 11, 2 levels above Chinese Paladin, just dominates. And they can't lock him down. They're letting him run. They're letting him run and be free, and that's causing a lot of trouble for Blue Team. The ace buff on the minions, providing some trouble. Giant Panda, really look at the melt. Chinese Paladin just getting stuck in the middle of that and just getting melted out. Death Shots. Wow, look at Castro diving into, oh my god, there's the double shot kill in the spawn from Castro. Diving into the spawn, taking spawn damage, and still getting the kill. And so they're going to kind of back off here. They're going to go back and do one last push. Satan is off trying to just get that farm, which is going to help because he's now going to get up levels. Level 12 for Castro. 3 levels above Chinese Paladin, who needs probably a couple other minion kills to level up. But look, Satan's gone ahead and stolen all the farm. You know, so you've got your jungler who's the same level as your tank. That's a bad sign. Your jungler needs to be at least a level ahead of your tank in most cases, or even 2 levels ahead if they've gotten the gold that they've needed. The laner level 9 as well, so just a lot of gold difference here, making a big difference in the game here. 17.4k to 8.0k. They need to get out and recover. There goes the silence from Giant Panda, but Giant Panda super squishy again. That level difference making a massive amount of difference in terms of the damage. Death Shots is trying to get the minions off the turret so the turret aggro can help. And there goes the stun. I don't think they're going to worry about it. But here comes Chinese Paladin jumping in. There goes the stun on Satan. But she gets deleted by a wait for it. And there's another ace. And that is going to be GG for Infamous. Overwhelmingly dominant play here from Infamous to take out Team SG. You saw, you know, so for me the big thing here is the build progression for Chinese Paladin. Too slow, not enough gold. Wasn't able to get Aftershock until the game was practically over, and that's because you're seeing strong aggression play played by Infamous Castro, carrying the team with 13 kills. No deaths at all from Infamous. No deaths. 0 deaths at all. You very rarely see that in a high-level game. But what you saw was good team comp, good, you know, restraint shown from Castro, not diving in, picking his matches, you know, able to come in there and do the damage with the support of Satan and High, who got that early Fountain and that early Crucible as well. So a lot of good things coming in from Infamous. Played a relatively easy game. Seemed like they're pretty relaxed here. The Satan only managed to get the Broken Myth towards the end. Castro really carrying it again with all that early weapon build, early weapon damage. Doing a good job of getting his Resonance off early so that he has his A skill with the double and triple shot available to him in those team fights. Really crucial.